it's kind of crazy what's going on in New England, because this team, as you know, changes coaches. They change coaching staffs, even though we're all familiar with them, right? And we see what's going on there. And what's going on there, it's a back to the future season. And to the point where it's now a conversation of how far can the Patriots go. I mean, that's basically it, right? And I want to put a pin in that for the moment. Because here lies the New York Giants. Once again, for their fan base to have to see something and go, essentially, headline, what the F was that? And last night was a whole sack full of what the F was that. Okay? Starting with Abdul Carter standing on the sideline to start the game. And I thought to myself, was he hanging out with CD and George Pickens in Vegas and we didn't know about it?
I mean, that's possible.
I mean, Buck and Aikman must be sitting around going, how many times are we just going to sit here and go, why aren't those guys out there on a Monday night? Are they looking at each other going, is it us?
Is it something I said?
Is something we did on a Monday night where, you know.
Did I do that?
Or all of a sudden, I don't know, dude. Lisa Salters and Laura Rutledge sit around in the pregame meetings, and which one of us is going to go to the sideline to go, what's up with that? Why aren't they? This time it was Laura.
They're over there like this.
You know.
Yeah, right.
But while we're wondering about that, and we have been wondering for the last couple of weeks, why would Jaxson Dart come back and play in this season? Like, we've already seen enough from him, as far as I'm concerned, for the Giants to say, we've seen enough from you, and enough's enough. Check the box. We've checked the box. Malik Neighbors will come back next year. Cam Scadaboo will come back next year. Yeah. You'll come back next year with a new head coach. And that's that. But if I'm Mike Kafka and I am potentially auditioning for the gig and I'm, benching Abdul Carter to make a point because he's late to meetings and I want to win football games, and Jaxson Dart is, at the end of the day, a football player, which Joe Burrow reminded everybody, this is what I do for a living.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So out comes Dart, and now the question is, him sitting in concussion protocol for 2 weeks, 2 games, watching Jameis do his thing. Does he come back and understand, I'm not in the SEC anymore? That there are some grown-ass men on this field who are faster. And it takes some time for people to adjust to this sort of thing. I'll tell this story. I'll give on this Giving Tuesday. Marshall Faulk. Oh, pardon me.
New head coach at Southern University.
Yes. Marshall Faulk. Right.
Coach Faulk.
Coach Faulk.
Yeah. Yes.
Once told me this story. He stood next to the sheriff in his rookie season in Indianapolis. Marshall Faulk was Peyton Manning's first running back in the NFL.
Crazy.
Which is crazy, right?
Yep.
First ballot Hall of Famers standing next to each other.
Yes.
And with Bill Polian, the general manager, is going to have a bust one day, putting them together and then breaking them up. But listen, that's not what I'm giving about here. Marshall would say Peyton Manning would throw interceptions. He threw, I believe, 28 in his rookie season. That after a while, he had to say something because Peyton would say the same thing coming off the field. I didn't think he could get there. Meaning the defensive back didn't think Marshall said that Peyton didn't think the defensive back would get to the spot where he's throwing and pick him off. So Marshall said to him at one point, hey, Peyton, this is the NFL. They can all get there. And I feel like Jaxson Dart needs to get this message. Because if you're sitting here wondering, how would he come back? Would he protect himself a little bit better after spending a couple weeks in concussion protocol? The answer is no. And Christian Ellis is the one who delivered the message. Ooh. On the sideline.
Did he ever?
Blew him up like the Roadrunner on Wile E. Coyote. Super genius. Blew him up, and it was a 100% legal hit. It was a massive shoulder-to-shoulder pad hit. There was nothing contacted at the head, and Dart should have stepped out one step sooner, but didn't. And the question is now, did he learn his lesson? And the answer is, again, I don't. Roll tape. Roll tape.
This is football. Like, I'm going to get hit if I'm in the pocket or outside the pocket. Like, I feel like I've played this way my whole entire life. There shouldn't be like any shocker to anybody if you've followed along with my career. And we're not playing soccer out here. Like, you're gonna get hit, things happen. It's part of the game. You know, I'm gonna play aggressive. I feel like if I just turn into a complete pocket passer, that's just not how I want to play the game. I feel like there's an advantage to me using my legs.
Okay. I don't know what else to say other than the fact it's a Giving Tuesday. v.org/donate. So let me give, because I don't know if there's anybody there that's delivering the message for it to land here. I've never met him. I love the way he plays football, and I think it's perfect. He's perfect for this team, this market, this situation. I'm a native New Yorker. Jaxson Dart is exactly the type of guy you would want to have as a quarterback of a New York football team. He's got a little bit of the glitz and the glamour, showing up looking like he's about to knock off Nakatomi Plaza last night. But I guess Hans Gruber's not around to deliver the message, so let me do this. Okay? The NFL is counting to 3. There will not be a 4. That's a Die Hard reference. Again, what happened when Hans counted to 4? It didn't work out.
Well, yeah,
and I'm just saying,
Mr. Takagi.
in the NFL, there's a difference between playing with abandon and reckless abandon. And Jaxson Dart, you better find it. Because teams like the Patriots, coached up by Mike Vrabel, are going to light you up. And it's not just the Patriots well coached in the NFL with defenders who are fast and can all get there. His teammates apparently are saying this to him. This was brought up by the media after that soliloquy about your teammates are saying to us, talking to us about your welfare and needing to take care of yourself.
Jaxson, your teammates admire your competitiveness, your fire, but they also have been telling you to protect yourself better. What do you say to that?
I thought I did a good job tonight.
What do you say to them when they tell you you need to protect yourself better?
Just tell them thanks for looking after me.
Listen, this may be just after a hard loss, and he just lost on Monday Night Football, and he's taking it really hard. Sure. And that's another great example of why I think he works out in New York City, because we all want in New York City, I'll speak for us, we all want guys who it matters, right? Where it looks like he matters. So that's all good. But if you think you did a great job last night because you did slide here and you did slide there, all it takes is one instance. That's it. I don't know what else to say, and somebody's got to say it to him. I don't know if it's the interim head coach or not. I don't know if an interim is going to really matter to him. I don't know. We always view the interim as like a substitute teacher. I'm sure the substitute teacher always views him or herself as the actual authority in the room anyway. I don't know. But it was a whole bunch for the Giants last night and their fans. A whole bunch of what the F was that? Abdul Carter getting benched for being late again. He has 1.5 sacks on the season. He was the best player in the Big Ten last year. I don't know what the hell's happened. Okay? He had his first full sack of the season last night. And then he had this to say afterwards about being benched.
Your second time in 3 weeks. Didn't start. What happened?
Happens.
What happened?
I ain't gonna get into detail. Like I said, happens.
Why? Why, Abdul? Like, for
Ask me the same question. I just answered.
Was it justified with the benching?
Yeah, I mean, I let my team down today. First 2 drives, I was out. They scored 17 points. I take responsibility for that. I got to be out there. I got to do better.
Do you feel the message got through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, in terms of, all right, here's Mike Kafka on the benching. By the way, he told Laura Rutledge, a coach's decision. What you just said, okay, was what Joe Buck said. Okay, all right. Here's Kafka after the game.
There was a report that he was part of or all of a team event. Is that true?
No, it was just strictly my decision.
How concerning is it now that it's the second time in 3 weeks he's had to be benched in this way?
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate, but that's the way we kind of work with it this week.
I mean, Mike, I imagine that when you benched him the first time, you hope that the message would get through. So the fact that this now, 2 weeks later, it's the same exact thing again, or something similar again.
I would just say we have great communication, and he's one of my favorite players on the team, and that was one thing that we talked about, and it was my decision to not play him this early. That was, again, this is one of the things that I decided to do.
Yeah, he's just not going to tell you any details. And then so the Giants have a third overall pick with 1.5 sacks through 13 weeks. They've got a dynamic quarterback, receiver, running back combination that we saw for about one half before Malik Neighbors went out for the season. And then we saw the running back quarterback combination be the football version of Tango and Cash for 3 more weeks after that before the running back went out. And then the quarterback can't stay healthy and hasn't learned a single lick about what it is to protect yourself in the NFL, despite 2 concussions already, 2 stints, one of which, the last one that cost the coach his job. Not saying he cost, well, I should say, the coach cost himself his job. And the quarterback's ascension should have saved it. But the last concussion was the last straw in terms of the way the ownership viewed coaching. And then in the middle of all this, I've never seen a place kicker become the Lucy of a kicking situation where Young Wei Gu didn't reach down and snatch the ball away from himself, but he stopped kicking. And the ball did move slightly, but it was stationary enough to kick it, and he stopped. What's going to happen once you can't even call that it wasn't a missed field goal because he didn't swing his leg. Right. It was a sack of the holder. We saw the holder get sacked because the kicker didn't kick a ball that was ready to be kicked. I've never seen anything like it. So I guess the headline coming into this segment was, what the F was that? But coming out, I guess we'll quote the third overall pick, as happens. And the Giants, just real quick, so we'll get to Van Pelt, because you saw all this. The New York Giants have now 7 games in a row they've lost. They're going to finish with 6 or fewer wins for the 8th time since 2016. 8th. Most such seasons by any time in that span. Oh, and the Giants have now allowed a passing touchdown in each of their first 13 team games. Last time that happened, Richard Nixon was president in 1972. I was 3 when S was really happening. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.